Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gumansing. In our top story, Governor Kenneth Mapp addressed the findings of a report filed by the National Guard's Bureau of Complex Investigation that found that there has been incidents of sexual assault and sexual harassment at the Virgin Islands National Guard. The governor has already begun taking action as that report was brought to his attention. News 2's Stephanie Brown reports.
The Virgin Islands National Guard senior leadership, as well as Governor Mapp and Lieutenant Governor Potter, informed that allegations of sexual harassment and misconduct by National Guardsmen were found to be true after an investigation was conducted by the National Guard's Bureau of Complex Administrative Investigations. According to Governor Mapp, the findings were divulged to him in 2016 in a preliminary briefing, and his administration, along with the National Guard, have already began making steps to rectify the climate of the local National Guard.
As a result of this investigation, some persons have lost their jobs. Others have faced, and more will face, criminal sanctions. Senior officers and other command structures will be transferred into the Virgin Islands National Guard from abroad to assist Brigadier General Howell in correcting these issues.
Nationally, the Pentagon stated in 2016 that the U.S. military received over 6,000 cases of sexual assault reports. In March of this year, the Pentagon opened an investigation of hundreds of Marines that engaged in the sharing of nude female service members on a Facebook group entitled Marines United. The Marine Corps issued a comment on the incident stating, quote, "This behavior destroys morale, erodes trust, and degrades individuals. A Marine who directly participates in, encourages, or condones such actions could also be subjected to criminal proceedings or adverse administrative actions." In similar fashion, the National Guard's Adjutant General is eager to take action on demoralizing behaviors in the Guard.
Let me remind you, it is only a few, but left unchecked, they will destroy our organization.
For News 2, I'm Stephanie Shalana Brown.
Now, that report was conducted by the National Guard's Complex Investigation Unit, and it has not been released to the public nor the media because the National Guard stated that they did not want to obstruct the current investigation in any way. Be sure to comment too. We will keep you updated. Well, the next property auction is set for August 23rd from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Louise Hospital's conference room. The date was originally slated for June 29th, but was postponed. Now, this auction will feature 6 properties worth about $50,000. Lieutenant Governor Osbert Potter said his division, which includes the property tax collection, had collected $17.7 million as of the end of June. The previous auctions were rescheduled in part because once the auctions were announced, people began paying their bills. Potter says publicizing them, he believes, contributed to the delinquent property tax collection. The total unpaid property tax bills by those 6 properties is about $46,158. On Wednesday at the Senate, the Education, Youth, and Recreation Committee will be meeting at 10 a.m. in the Earl B. Otley Legislative Hall on St. Thomas to hear testimony about the school facilities. Thursday, Finance Committee will meet on St. Croix to begin at 9 a.m. on Friday, to hear testimony from VIPD, VITEMA, VI Legal Services, budget requests, and more. Well, good news to report. 8 of the 10 cars that were reported missing has been found. Now, missing still are the 2016 Toyota Corolla White, license plate TEV 887, and 2016 Toyota Yaris Blue, license TEW 502. The organized 2 a.m. August 8 heist and grand theft of the vehicles from Dollar Thrifty Car Rental had led officials to issue a reward for information reported to Crime Stoppers or Dollar Thrifty. Any vehicles recovered will be rewarded with $1,000 per vehicle cash. Again, only 2 are still missing. They are the 2016 Toyota Corolla White TEV 887 and 2016 Toyota Yaris Blue TEW 502. Be sure to contact the Investigation Bureau at 340-774-2211 extension 5606. You can also contact 911 Crime Stoppers VI, the Chief's office at 340-715-5548 or the Commissioner's office at 340-715-5506. University of Virgin Islands Center for the Study of Spirituality and Professionalism, in collaboration with the St. Thomas's Nur Muslim community, they're presenting a Muslim Origins in the Caribbean, which is a lecture held by the internationally renowned Dr. Sheikh Abdullah Hakim Quick. His book, Deeper Roots, Muslims in the Caribbean, Before Columbus to the Present, is an attempt to dispel some of the misconceptions about Islamic history in the Caribbean and the world. Everyone is welcome. Public has 3 chances to attend, from 1 p.m. to 1:40 on August 18th at the Islamic Center. Then on the same day, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the UVA Administration and Conference Center, first floor conference room on St. Thomas campus, and via video conferencing in the Great Hall on St. Croix campus. On August 19th, it's from 3 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. at the new Masjid property located behind the Lockhart Elementary School. You can call 340-693-1003 for more information. Here's more.
Environment where people from various walks of life can come together and engage in meaningful dialogue and cooperative activities. And in partnership with the Masjid Nur, we would like to take this opportunity to invite the community to attend one of our interfaith lecture series entitled Muslims' Origin in the Caribbean.
Sheikh Abdullah Hakim Quick is a renowned historian and received his doctorates in history from the University of Toronto, and it is an honor to have him hosted, for he has traveled over 62 countries around the world and had lectured on various topics predominantly related to Islamic history and how Islam had influenced many of these common sciences that we see predominant in the West today.
And what is exciting is that Sheikh Abdullah Quick has done a lot of research that shows that maybe 30% of the people who came in chains were Muslims and highly educated. So that if we have a healthy concept of who we are as a people, a great people, then it would help to bridge a lot of the gaps between what is depicted as Muslims and terrorists and this and that and the media, and at the same time we will get to all the people who have spiritual discernment, can get to the opportunity where it is they can do good in the community, and we can prevent the Virgin Islands from being destroyed by lack of knowledge.
Once again, invite the Virgin Islands community to come out to this particular lecture. Please join us. You will not regret it.
Again, nationally, as we shared this past Saturday, hundreds of protesters traveled to Charlottesville, Virginia for a rally entitled Unite the Right, led by Jackson Kessler, a Charlottesville, Virginia resident and supposed white nationalist. According to reports, Kessler organized the rally to protest the planned removal of a statue of Confederate General Robert E. Lee from a park in Charlottesville. The rally incited race-related crimes in Charlottesville, Virginia, which has left 1 person dead and more than 19 others injured after a car plowed through a group of counter-protesters who were demonstrating against an alt-right and white nationalist rally. Charlottesville executive team made statements condemning the incident, and the driver was arrested. Faith-based organizations were part of the counter-protesters, and we hear from one local pastor in the territory who weighed in on the incident. Here's more.
It's so glaring in all of the activities and the things that have taken place not only nationally. We generally have some situations take place in the Virgin Islands as well and throughout the region. Us, whether in religion, outside of religion, in the church, outside of the church, is we have a poor relationship with our Heavenly Father. If they would read Acts chapter 17, they would see a statement in there by Paul the Apostle. And he said that God created all men for us all to live on the face of the earth. God is a God of variety. No one wants to live in any place or among people who all look the same. That is devilish and demonic. That is not Christian. That is not of God. Throughout Scripture, all that God has tried to get us to understand it. You don't love people based on the color of their skin, based on where they're from.
Meanwhile, that weekend violence in Charlottesville has sparked growing calls for the removal of Confederate memorials and monuments nationwide. One of the loudest calls is coming from Georgia. Ricky Klaus reports.
In light of the violence in Charlottesville, the Georgia NAACP says it plans to ask Governor Nathan Deal to tear down Confederate memorials and monuments in Georgia.
We are resolute in our position to remove these objects that reinforce white supremacy and racial oppression.
Georgia NAACP Executive Board member Gerald Griggs wants the Lost Cause Memorial in downtown Decatur to go first.
This is not about heritage. This is about hate.
It was erected in 1908 to the memory of the soldiers and sailors of the Confederacy. Eric Erzinger started a petition to tear down the obelisk.
So it's an explicitly racist memorial that doesn't represent our values as a community.
It was an error.
Korean War veteran Patrick McNally appreciates Confederate statues and the war heroes.
We should recognize them and keep them honorable like they should be.
GSU Heritage Preservation Program Director Richard Lobb says there's always been concern about what these monuments represent.
I think there needs to be a really thoughtful process, and hopefully we stay away from the knee-jerk reaction that we saw in Charlottesville.
Well, keeping our eye on the economy, Facebook is making a few design tweaks. The changes will start rolling out on Tuesday. Comments under posts will start to look more like an iPhone text message exchange with your friends. Wisdom placed in light gray speech bubbles. Profile photos are changing shape, going from squares to circles. And the icons that line the top of the user's feed have been redesigned. The globe representing new notifications will change into a bell. Facebook says it hopes the changes will make the site a little easier to navigate. Looking at the numbers, we can see the Dow up 5, NASDAQ and S&P down. Coming up on News 2, our summer fun segment continues. Some fun things you can do before it's back to school time. Also some back to school news on top of that. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Time for our summer fun segment. Have you had a chance to stop by the VI Children's Museum? Well, you're just in time because there's a new exhibit that just debuted called the World Dance Party and Meditation Room. And be sure to mark on your calendar the Masquerade Ball. That is coming up on Saturday, October 21st. It's a fundraiser for the museum located in the Grand Hotel. Well, the VICM, they're dedicated to providing unique and inspiring experiences through the use of exhibits and educational programming specifically designed for children. The museum is to be a place of beauty, joy, and wonder, a dependable resource for parents and caregivers to engage in fun, innovative, and interactive play that encourages creativity, development, and education. Now, during the summer, they have been open Tuesdays to Saturdays, 10 to 5, Sunday, 11 to 4. They're presently closed on Mondays, but as of September 8th, those days will change for back to school. They're wishing all their students who've been visiting for the summer, back to school, best wishes. Well, to our viewers and supporters, just a quick moment before we forget to say thank you again for voting us in the Virgin Islands Daily News Best of the VI 2017 poll. Now, in the category for television, our TV2 Productions Video Production Services received that award. And for TV2 News, thank you, VI, for voting me, Sandra Gamansing, in the category Best TV Personality of the VI. Now, our parent company, VIA, they received Business Solutions, a category Commercial Internet for Voice Systems. In the cable category, Television Service Provider, Long Distance category, Long Distance Service Provider. The PowerNet category, High Speed Internet Provider. telephone category, telephone service provider, wireless category, prepaid wireless phone vendor and service provider. Again, thank you, VI, for putting in those votes and giving us your support. Well, on Sunday, August 20th, the Family Resource Center will be among the nonprofit organizations that will be benefiting from the Texas Society's annual Chili Cook-Off, which we'll be hearing about later on in the week. That event takes place at Brewers Beach on Sunday. Now, the agency, they were happy to be the beneficiary of the second annual lasagna extravaganza, which took place at Abbey Beach on July 23rd, and the event brought in just over $1,000 for victims of crime. Family Resource Center, meanwhile, they've launched their annual Ask campaign via a crowdfunding platform called Generosity. Now, you can go online to get some information, and Family Resource Center aims to raise $50,000 in 90 days to help meet their current budget shortfall, and so far has collected $4,595 in donations via Generosity, PayPal, and checks. For more information or to volunteer, you can call the Development Director at 340-513-9245, or you can email at the frcdevelopment@gmail.com. Here's more.
We rely heavily on donations and support like you're offering in order to continue to serve our clients in need. We serve clients of all ages, all races, all socioeconomic status, males and females. We offer a wide variety of services, counseling as well as advocacy and support with court and support groups, and then terminating violence program. We have a safe house. So all of the support that you're giving us goes to continuing to allow us to help clients who come to us. And thank you for your support.
Speaking about support and lending a hand, we turn into the BVI, a local group on Facebook called BVI Community Group. They have been gathering what they can to lend a hand, and they stated on their page, "We are coming for you, Tortola. People on St. Thomas do care. Bringing 20 boxes of toiletries, shoes, bedding, towels, kids and adult clothing." They say, "We are here to help with whatever needs to be done." Now, that's just some of the supplies they are preparing there to send. Meanwhile, the official start to the academic year for all public primary and secondary schools has been pushed back to 2 weeks. Students will not start classes until September 18th. Mold and equipment damage is a huge factor. It's affecting a number of the public schools. While urging residents to purify contaminated water in cisterns and other storage facilities before youth, the Environmental Health Division said it is concerned that flooded septic tanks may have resulted in effluent entering some homes along with floodwaters. Residents are being urged to apply safety measures to ensure good water quality, especially for consumption. And speaking about the weather, Vitima is reminding residents to keep a hurricane kit and be prepared as we are still in hurricane season. They're circulating this video on social media. They're keeping an eye on the weather as well. I want you to pay attention to those little tips in there about hurricane preparedness and a hurricane kit. Meanwhile, NHC, the National Hurricane Center, they're issuing some advisories on Hurricane Gert that was located this morning several hundred miles west of Bermuda. Maximum sustained winds were near 75 miles per hour with higher gusts. And we'll hear the update in the AccuWeather forecast and see if that's changed. Elsewhere over the Atlantic Basin, they're saying an elongated area of low pressure located more than 1,000 miles east of the Lesser Antilles is producing disorganized showers and thunderstorm, and it's expected to move westward and crossing the Caribbean Sea on Friday. We'll have the latest again in our AccuWeather forecast with an update. Commissioner of Agriculture, Carlos Robles, is pleased to announce that the VI Department of Agriculture received funding in the amount of $77,700 to execute fiscal year 2017 Women, Infants, and Children's Farmers Market Nutrition Program. We shared that earlier in the USVI. Now, the program provides fresh, unprepared, locally grown fruits and vegetables to women, infants over 4 months old, and children that have been certified to receive WIC program benefits. VI DOA was recently recognized by the United States Department of Agriculture, Food and Nutrition Services for the successful execution of the Virgin Fresh Farmers Market Nutrition Program. Now, they're going to be hosting the Farmers Market Kickoff events. These events will facilitate the availability of locally grown produce to WIC participants and the general public. Now, the program, again, the commissioner recognizes the hard work of Billy Abraham, Director of Marketing, and Joy Elliott, Program Manager for WIC FMNP, for their invaluable contribution and dedication towards the program's success. Now, here's a look at the activities slated for the month of August. Lorraine Farmers Market, that is coming up August 16th. The market is open from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. The program activities begin from 11 p.m. to 11 a.m. rather to 2 p.m. and will include some taste tests, sampling to introduce variety of locally grown produce to the taste palates of participants who might not be aware of how to prepare certain local produce, nutrition education provided by the WIC program representative, UVI Cooperative Extension, 4-H ambassadors, and VI Good Food Inc. On St. Thomas, it's at the Rothschild Francis Market Square, Saturday, August 19th. Markets open from 4 a.m. to 3 p.m. Program activities commence from 9 a.m. to 1. On St. John, it's at the National Park Field, Saturday, August 26th. The program activities commence from 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Back to school time. First of all, we'll look at UVI. They're moving in dorms. UVI orientation was held. The University of the Virgin Islands welcomed new and transfer students today to begin a week long of orientation activities. As part of Orientation Week, UVI will be holding welcome receptions tomorrow. According to the university, the events will emphasize the beginning of a unique new phase in the students' lives. At the Albert A. Sheen campus, students as well as support staff checked in and readied their dorm rooms for the new semester.
I have attended orientation before, back when I was a freshman coming to UVI. First day moving in is like fitting in, like do I have all my stuff, or is it all gonna be like fit? How will I keep this clean? It's a lot on the new student's mind.
I'm the resident assistant for the Titans. My duties and responsibilities are to make sure that the residents that are here, they are well taken care of, they follow the rules. Well, today I'm expecting about 20 students that are checking in on my side. These residents are from off island, they're from the States, some of them are from countries all around the world, some of them are from Colombia. I know one is coming from California, so she has a long flight coming in. Some people do get there on their own, but we do have transportation from the residence hall that go to the airport, pick them up and bring them here. Well, there is the student orientation tomorrow, but I plan today to have lots of conversations with them as they come in, walking them to their rooms, going to them after their rooms to make sure that they know who I am and they can come to me anytime with any questions that they need.
Congrats to our new students there. Best of luck for the beginning of the semester. Well, the St. Croix Educational Complex High School, they're announcing their final orientation session for the school year to be held on Tuesday, August 29th at 9 a.m. in the school's auditorium. They say this orientation is mandatory for all students who did not attend the sessions in May-June. Students are asked to present their immunization records and pay required school fees. These are the dates there: Thursday, August 24th, 12th grade, Friday, August 25th, 11th grade, Monday, August 28th, 10th grade, and Tuesday, August 29th, 9th grade. Meanwhile, the Claudio Elementary School, they have announced their orientation for all incoming kindergartners and new transfer students. That's on Thursday, August 31st from 9 a.m. to 11 in the school's cafeteria. Parents and guardians are asked to present their immunization records for school students and pay the required school fees. Orientation will address all school rules and policies for a successful school year. Be sure to stick around. News 2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.
Well, weather weather isn't too bad here today or tomorrow, but we do certainly have some wet weather heading in our direction. Taking a look at our satellite right now, everything's nice and quiet, so plenty of sunshine, maybe a couple of clouds passing through, but we do have a couple of tropical waves heading in our direction. Also a low pressure system, there it is, that's heading in our direction as well. We won't really see much of an influence from the low pressure system, but these tropical waves, well, they are going to bring us some wet weather. Thursday is going to be the wettest day of the week. So here's a closer look. Right now we just see a few clouds passing through, nothing really moving through the Virgin Islands, maybe a brief shower or two here and there, but a majority of people here are going to stay nice and dry. Taking a look at the forecast for tonight, 80 degrees, partly cloudy, so it should stay nice and dry out there. Very humid though. St. John tomorrow, 89 degrees with a trade wind shower or two, nothing out of the ordinary. St. Thomas, 89 again. We could see a trade wind shower or two pass through, and St. Croix a bit warmer, 91 degrees, mostly sunny days. Now we do have a small craft use caution advisory out there. Waves are 4 to 6 feet, winds out of the east from 15 to 20 knots, so it's a bit choppy. You should certainly be careful. That's the Atlantic side, and a very similar story here for the Caribbean side. We're asking small crafts to use caution. Waves 4 to 6 feet, winds out of the east 15 to 20 knots. So if you're on a small fishing boat, certainly that could give you some trouble. So be careful out there. Wednesday, a few showers, 89 degrees. Thursday, spotty showers, going to become a bit heavier at times. And again, that's going to be the wettest day of the week. And then Friday through Saturday, that tropical wave will keep giving us just a couple of showers. Temperatures right around 90 degrees all week long. And then Sunday, we could see just a brief shower or two passing through. Sandy, back to you.
Okay, thanks for that update. Nada Isaac, first grader of Lockhart Elementary School, shares this beautiful sunny picture with some colorful flowers. Nada, thank you for that. Hope you're getting ready for back to school. Send us your weather picture to the address on the screen and then tune in to see it right here on News 2. We have much more straight ahead. News 2 Sports comes your way next.
I'm Gary Anthony, and this is News 2 Sports. The Paradise Jam Summer Tour got underway at the UVI Sports and Fitness Complex last night, which included an exhibition game between the UVI Buccaneers and the Northern Colorado Bears. With only 5 days of practice under their belts, the rebuilt Buccaneers played valiantly in the first half and were down by only 6 with 2 minutes remaining before the Bears ended the half on a 7-0 run. However, the second half was a different story against a Northern Colorado team that was returning 7 players from last year. The Bears opened the second half on a 20-2 run during the first 4 minutes and outscored the Bucs 58-23 in the second half, on their way to a 121-67 victory. UVI did manage to have 4 players score in double figures, led by Anthony Goss and Jake Fay with 14 points apiece. For the game, UVI shot only 32% from the field, including an abysmal 19% in the second half. Here's UVI first-year head coach Jeff Jones.
Well, I'm excited. I think we have some guys that, play together. They like each other. They're going to do things the right way. But we just have to get a little bit more discipline on the offensive end and defensive end. I felt the difference of the game was practice time and being in basketball shape. We had some guys that had no legs, that were short on their jump shot. But I'm very, 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 I feel good. I feel good that we're moving this program in the right direction.
In the night's first game, the Vanderbilt University Commodores took on the 13-time Canadian national champion, Carleton University Ravens. Neither team shot well in the first half, where Carleton went into the half with a 25-24 lead. The Ravens' Eddie Ekiyor led the way with 17 points, and Iman Owatua chipped in with 15. Vanderbilt, probably feeling a little fatigued after losing to the VI's national team on Sunday, were led by Matthew Fisher-Davis and his 17 points. Carleton went on to win 61-56. Tonight's contest Northern Colorado versus Carleton, that game's at 6 p.m. And Wednesday, it's Vanderbilt versus Brock University. They're also from Canada, and that tip-off is also at 6. So get on down there and check out some serious college basketball. That's it for sports. Sandy, back to you.
Thanks for that update, Gary. And that's all for this edition of News 2. We'd like to thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.